Hey YouTube, it's me again with the last installment on the video series of Mystery Babylon, the Mother of Harlots, the Apostate Church spoken of in Revelation chapter 17. In my previous video, we discussed how this entity is being held accountable for the blood of the saints as well as the blood of the martyrs of Christ. And we found out that only one goes all the way back to ancient times. Maybe not as far as Abel, but it goes further back than the Roman Empire. So, with that being said, let's move on to our next clue. Again, we have our candidates. The United States, New York City, Italy's Rome, Israel's Jerusalem, and ancient Babylon, which is modern-day Iraq. Now again, keep in mind Revelation 17 and verse 6, as well as Revelation 18 and verse 24 are speaking of the same woman. She is being held accountable for the blood of the prophets and saints and of all that were slain upon the earth. That means she must have quite a long list. Now, we know that Rome does not go all the way back to ancient times. It's fairly new compared to Israel. So, moving on to our next clues. They come from Matthew chapter 23 and verse 37, as well as Luke chapter 13 and verse 34. Take note, we have Matthew and Luke again, the same two witnesses, giving another similar account of these verses. They're almost practically identical. They start off saying, "O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, you which kill the prophets and stone those sent to you. How often have I longed to gather your children together as a hen gathers her chicks under her wings, but you were not willing." Luke, same thing as Matthew. "O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, which killest the prophets and stone them that are sent unto thee. How often would I have gathered thy children together as a hen does gather her brood under her wings, but you would not." Now, here you can see these are the words of Christ speaking to the evil Pharisees and Sadducees. The people in Israel at the time claiming to be someone they're not nowadays. Back then they were in positions of power in the priesthoods. Same thing today. So that's why he's telling them that you are guilty for killing all of my people that were sent unto you, that were trying to preach the gospel. So as you can see, again, remember, Matthew and Luke gave an account of how they are held accountable from the innocent blood of Abel all the way unto Zacharias, son of Berechiah. That's a very far in a way time from the time of Rome. So, as you can see, here is clearly Christ is telling you who he's speaking to. Jerusalem, not Rome. And again, if you count both Matthew and Luke giving an account on their epistles, you have two witnesses. But those were actually the words of Yeshua. They were just there to witness him giving this speech. So, if you count Christ, that would make 3 witnesses. Case closed. So, now that we have all our clues, let's go over a few common sense questions. Now it comes down to a head-to-head. Your horse versus my horse. For those of you that are saying it's Rome, or those of you that think it's the whole United States, which clearly it's saying it is being referenced as a great city. So it would have to apply to New York City if you're going to say, base the Statue of Liberty as holding the Golden Cup. And same with ancient Babylon, modern-day Iraq. Okay, so we have all our horses So it comes down to which one is better or which one compares. Which one is greater, my horse or your horse? So, common sense questions. Is Rome or any U.S. city older than Jerusalem to be considered the mother of harlots, the mother of the ancient mystery religions, all these pagan religions you see nowadays? The answer, of course, is absolutely not. So, right there, strike one as far as the title goes. Rome and no city in the U.S. is older than Jerusalem. Matter of fact, okay, well, let's take a look at this next question. Was Rome the first to wear purple and scarlet, or even the U.S.? I don't see anybody in the U.S. wearing those colors. And Rome, yes, the priesthood. But where did they get those colors from? Jerusalem, Israel. If you were paying any attention to my previous videos, you would see that this is very much in the scripture. It proves that Israel was wearing those colors first. Now, Israel is very much alive today, and even though you don't see them wearing those colors a lot, I guarantee you they very much do. So, right there, Jerusalem still fits the description. Now, you would argue it if Jerusalem wasn't, the city didn't stand today. However, it does. So, the United States doesn't fit the first two questions. So, strike three and you're out. Okay, one more for the U.S. and even Rome. Does America or Rome have a greater city than Jerusalem? And of course, same as the other answers, no, absolutely not. So if you compare America to Rome, you would say Rome. If you compare Rome to Jerusalem, hands down, Jerusalem fits the bill. So America, New York City is not a great city. Right now, America is struggling. It does not have the power it once had. Rome very much fits the descriptions. However, if you compare it to Jerusalem, to Israel, no, it does not. Now, as far as religion goes worldwide, who's old enough, again, to be considered a mother church? New York City, U.S., Rome, or Jerusalem? Of course, the answer is Jerusalem. And now, for some odd reason, this is not making any sense to you. Ultimately, the ultimate common sense question, where is the Antichrist going to set up shop? Where will he stand declaring himself as God? Will it be America and New York City? Will it be in Italy and Rome? Or ancient Babylon in Iraq? Or how about Israel, Jerusalem? Now, if you answer any other than Jerusalem, I would like to know why. We have a problem. But, however, Daniel clearly states, and throughout Scripture, where will the Antichrist sit, claiming to be God? Now, which city right now is there a lot of war going on over territory? And it has a lot of good history. Now, if you're the Antichrist, where would you want to sit? In a city like America, in New York City? Compared to Rome, it's not that great. Now, if you compare Rome to Jerusalem, you may want to sit in Jerusalem because it's greater. It's the granddaddy of them all, so to speak. So, in ancient Babylon, I doubt he will sit there. There's nothing there for him. That place is well looted, like I said. It's a ruinous heap. It was once an empire, and it will not rise anytime soon. So, common sense, right? Where does everything culminate? Yep. Israel, keep your eyes on the city of Jerusalem. Now, I hope this teaching is a blessing to those with eyes to see and ears to hear. And we have decoded and deciphered who is this mystery religion. That is the city of Jerusalem, ancient Israel, because God divorced her. That's why, because she committed apostasy. They were very much steeped in pagan religions, mystery religions, and that's why he divorced them and through Christ made a new covenant, which is a spiritual one, that only by believing on Christ will you be grafted in. So, you cannot lay claim to any blood heritage as far as being an Israelite, because the only blood that matters is Christ. So, you do not get a free entry just by being in the land of Israel and claiming to be something you're not. Like the people there today, they are Zionists. They are not the people of Israel. So, what does the Roman Church have to do with all this then? It's a perfect counterfeit. It's being used right now, but everything is going to move towards Israel, Jerusalem, because that is where the Antichrist will sit claiming to be God. Case closed.